Hey!
Hi. Hello. And welcome to the Partner Panel.
JPEG warning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can hear us. It's just weird because when I click the button on OBS, like it literally just like freezes for a second. I'm like, I think they can hear us. I'll let you know in a second when it starts moving back and forth. Yes, JPEG warning. Hello.
Warning.
Happy, you know what a JPEG warning is, right?
No, but I'm pretty sure you can tell me.
Okay. That just means we're live. That means we're live. Layman's terms.
We can hear you, Agile Lion says. Thank you, Agile. Appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you. What's up, by the way, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fall Partner Panel. For those of you tuning in live, we are a little late. That's my bad. I will take that one 100%. Thank you for these guys, especially Mangoose, for being so patient. Look at Mangoose right now. He looks like he wants to strangle me. But we appreciate you guys being here. We got a couple interesting subjects to discuss in general. More thought-provoking subjects, you know, like there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of assumptions made by a lot of people. So just having friendly debates, trying to lay some of these quote-unquote arguments to rest if we can. And we do have the amazing cast here. Let's go ahead and go down the list. Let's start off with Pappy, and then we'll do Mangoose, Bearded. If you guys could, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pappy Plays. I am the first one to reach 1,000 Richter matches in Fault. Yeah, basically all I have to lay the claim for fame right now.
Bro, I'm honestly just amazed that you clocked 1,000 matches. I'm gonna just be real with you.
I'm almost 1,100.
I'm gonna be real. 1,000 matches in one character is impressive, but 1,000 matches in general, like I'm over here, like
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah, that's too damn much. like you feel me? Even I'm over here, like, yeah, bro, that's you were on a mission. So kudos to you, bro. By all means. And now we're going to go deeper into that. But then we also have Mangoose, if you could.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Mangoose. Know me from YouTube. And for timeliness, I'm always on time. And that's about it.
Fucking hate this guy. Get me out. He said that's so chill, too.
YouTube and timeliness.
He said that's so chill. You know, that's just me. I'm always the guy that's on time. Man. Bearded.
Goose. We were thinking the same thing. All right. Welcome, everybody. I am the Bearded Wolverine, your Michigan wonder. Also a Fault partner. Love being here. Love having you here. Let's go. Welcome, late man. How you doing?
Hey, man. First of all, y'all gonna have to hop off this wet bandwagon y'all on right now. So for those of y'all that don't know, I am Windu, aka WinduTheMace. I am Fault partner. I'm all super into MOBA strategy and racing games. And long story short, I was late today because we just bought a house. We were doing a walkthrough to it and everything. My girl took forever. Long story short, hey, I made it. Okay. So,
congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yo, it's wild. I can't wait till y'all see it. Y'all gotta come down to Florida. We're gonna throw a housewarming party. Where y'all at?
All right. Let me know when. You got to give me a time.
I got to figure out how I'm going to get down there.
I might be late.
Visit my brother anyway.
Hey, man.
Clap enough times. I don't need it again.
Hey. All I'm saying is, bruh,
I'm not making fun of you.
I'm Puerto Rican. Anybody that knows Puerto Rican time, that's a real damn fucking thing. It's like, hey, man, tell me the party's at 3, so I show up at 9 p.m., okay?
Yeah.
But also, let's actually focus on Pappy here for a little bit. Because I'll be real. I really want to kind of dig into that mindset as to what in the world possessed you to want to clock over 1,000 hours in the time frame. Genuinely intrigued.
Over 1,000. I've got over like 2,600 hours in Fault.
No, I meant 1,000 games. I'm sorry. 2,600 hours. Yikes. 1,000 matches is Richter alone, let's say. Wait, what's up with that? Tell us a little bit more.
Well, when Fall first announced patch 14 and everything, everybody was thinking it was around the corner. I thought it'd be a cool little challenge for myself to, try to challenge SMS to see what would come out fast, what would happen faster. Me getting to 1,000 matches, I was like 250, almost 300 matches away from it at the time. And what would happen first? Me getting 1,000 matches or patch 14 coming out? And then patch 14, we kept getting a little bit, nothing concrete, a little bit. So I'm like, so the goal was more reachable. And now it's like, what's my next challenge? Should I try to break my Paragon 1,239 matches with Richter before patch 14 comes out?
1,500 or bust. Where you at? 1,500 or bust. Because at this point, we don't know when patch 14 is coming out. You feel me?
How are you tracking these? Are you using like a third-party tracking system?
No.
Or are you actually like marking on your wall?
Playfault.com.
Playfault.com.
Okay.
Fault Metrics counts custom matches in their match stuff for the record. So I've been using Playfault.
That's so fucking wild, bro. Like, I'll give you kudos. And I think as saying thank you on behalf of Strange Matters, even though we're not even 100%, part of the team or whatever, we're just partners. But that's some clutch ass support, bro. I'll be real with you.
Now he's off lane. He doesn't play support, Richard.
Actually,
Okay.
I have dabbled in it a little bit. I'm actually getting a little bit better at support Richter. I don't completely throw yet.
So
Patty,
go ahead.
With you playing Richter so much, what are the things that you want to see SMS do with a Richter down the line? Because, we're in early access, so things are always bound to change. So what are things that you would like to see done with Richter?
First of all, SMS, stop acknowledging his poll bug as fucking ping issues. It's not ping. I've had me try to pull Bearded a couple times on NA, and it just hits them in the foot and does nothing.
No, it completely missed. You didn't hit me. I'm that good.
Wait, so you're saying that whenever asked, Strange Matters has said to you that it's just like more than likely a ping issue or something like that?
Well, yes and no. It's been mainly Platypus has been saying it's mainly a ping issue, and then all the other mods back them up and shit. And like no developers really came in and said in the gen chat when I'm sitting there like, are you going to fix Richter's shit or is he just going to be a broken, buggy mess? And like his Q, it barely works half the fucking time as it is against like a Sevarog, or I've had it not work against a Countess a couple times. It's just like his Q is inconsistent. The only consistent thing about him is his AoE and his passive. And like what I want to see them do with his ult is they say they have it like this, like a V.
Yeah.
I want to see them have it like this, to where on the sides, that way it's harder for them to, hey, you pulled me, I'm going to walk around real quick. And then you look like an asshole.
Which dev that was actually recently said that is their plan. That's not necessarily planned for 14, but that is their plan eventually. Which dev was that in chat? I think you were part of that conversation, Pappy. Somebody said they
increase his size.
Jamson,
yeah, was it Jamson? Yeah, Jamson. Yeah. So instead of it being a literally come to a point against Richter's body, it's going to actually have a flat base. So then when you're close, because anybody's close to Richter right now, if you're right on him, you don't get hit with his ult. Mm-hmm. But if they extend it out to where like it basically be the size of his stomach, if you're anywhere close to his
from arm to arm, right? That'd be a good.
Yeah.
Because homie walks around like his arms are too fucking heavy, right? So just literally make it like from arm to arm and then go from there.
Yep.
Right.
So that's their plan. They're also planning that with Morgesh. Morgesh is her little cone thing they do. They want to have hers be a little more of a base, a little more hit, go out and do that as well. So that was something that was kind of put out. I guess I don't think that's not for sure a 14 thing. I think that's just a future. This is what we're looking into doing. So it's pretty cool to see.
I just hope they get that done soon because I'm sick and tired of pulling someone and then them as I'm going to ult them, because ult's almost as slow as a fucking pull half the time.
Yeah.
Walk around me and I'm standing there like a fucking asshole with my stump with Richter's chain sticking out of the fucking stomach, hitting nothing and just standing there.
It's worth mentioning. I just really, really can't wait for new hero additions because Richter was the second to last hero added. Morgus was added like 2 weeks after Richter, if I'm not mistaken.
Was added in, I think around January 1st.
She was January 1st, and then Richter was like the week of the Halloween. Not the Halloween, the Christmas event. Like that last week of the year. So yeah, I'll be real. We've had Richter for a while, and I definitely feel like Richter has been changed way, way more times than Morgus has. Am I tripping there?
The last time Richter was touched was 5 months ago.
But even then, that was manual adjustment.
Like slow his hook down, right?
No, what brought his hook down was patch 13, which actually broke Richter with his Q. The last thing they touched was increased his AoE size.
That's true.
On his E. That's the last thing they touched.
Yeah,
I get the same problems with Richter. Like sometimes you'll see the hook go out, you hear the hit, you see the damage register, and they don't pull. So you hit tab and you're like, did they have U-mantle or something? No U-mantle. It just
right. And
it's on heroes that don't have like Boris. Sometimes gets unstoppable with he right clicks or if he uses E.
Yeah, or
like
steal.
That I can understand, but there's all kinds of heroes that you hit them and nothing happens. It's like what the hell?
There's been multiple times where I've even on EU and everything, like I've hit, and I understand like EU ping and stuff that could be a little bit of an issue, but on EU I've hit somebody that square in the chest and their character model, like it looked like it was going to go through their heart and it did nothing.
Yeah,
I've seen that too.
I've seen that, bro. Right. I was running away from a Richter and homie fucking just straight shot that shit from my back through my chest and I didn't get pulled. I was like, oh, good bug. Let me get out. So I live.
It's literally a bug, but SMS thinks it's a ping issue.
I want to play a little devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you're wrong with the pull and that it's bugged and the hits and that's a legit complaint, But what if you're what do you say to all the Decker mains, and those Decker balls that literally hit them square in the face and there's no stun, nothing, but they've been dealing with that bug since Paragon. Paragon had the same issue that was having those issues. So is that something like everybody's got this stuff going on. So, is it really something that we have to be up in arms about? Like, obviously we're early access and things need to get worked on, but we got characters out here that are still having issues, like I said, back from Paragon, I had this issue. So
you don't have to commit to a static bomb the same way you have to commit to a hook. So it feels way worse when your hook connects and doesn't pull than if your bomb just explodes and doesn't.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. If you're a Decker and your bomb doesn't land, you're just almost as useless as a Richter. You're like, I'm gonna stand here. Pew, pew.
Yeah, pew. You throw the bomb and then you can move. With Richter, you throw the chain, you're locked into that animation for the next 2.
Yeah, that's rough.
Richter
that is rough.
The only person who sees himself with 2 abilities.
Yeah.
His pull and his ult. Like he can't move when he throws his pull. He even if it misses or something, he can't move until the animation is completely done and the chain's back in his arm. And his ult, you can't move. Which
right.
They did a good thing with his ult by decreasing the damage he gets by 50%, but half the time it doesn't even fucking feel like it's anything.
So one thing that they did recently to kind of help mitigate the Decker issues is they made her ball a little bit bigger. She's got bigger balls now. So that might be, so maybe they could do something to help mitigate the, it's going to happen, but right now they did the change to, Kalari, they changed her ultimate because their, vision system's not the way they want it to be. So they made a change knowing that there's going to be another change later on. So could they make a change to Richter now to kind of help with this issue? And that's because until they find the fix for it.
So you want Richter's snatch to be as big as Decker's balls?
Obviously.
Okay.
Right.
Well, what I'm thinking is,
get me out.
Because how I'm thinking it is the pole, when it hits, it's literally just like the very tip of it that counts. I'm thinking it should be the entire,
so not just the tip
thing of it. Yeah, it should be like the entire chain round length away, at the very end of it.
The whole girth of it.
Basically, yes.
I
girth of the damn pole.
I can't even stop him.
That should be the hit thing right there. And Light decides to, hey, I'm just gonna let me turn off.
I can't even stop him. I'm just gonna glide on right by these. Um, but to kind of go off of what you were saying there, Bearded, I'll be real with you. I 100% think that we should focus on these, especially now, because the more heroes get added to the pool as they plan on doing, the more riddled with these little incidents the game will get if they don't get ironed out and solved. You feel me?
Yeah.
We don't want that compounding mountain of bugs. We want to get as many of them fixed as possible. So I'll be real. Yeah, focus on them. Keep bringing them up, because I'll be real. Like, here's my thing. As a dual lane main, every time I play support, I can't go a match without a Richter hook missing that should have hit, a Decker ball missing that should have hit, a Narbat stunk. I hear thunk. It says stun on him and he's walking.
Yep.
Or like it can be very frustrating, because you got to be mindful too, especially for a community that's trying to tailor towards new players. It really is one of those things that the average new player is probably going to stick to one role and main it.
Yep.
Or they're going to stick to one character, just one trick, and main that shit and get good at it until they progress and they venture out. You feel me?
Right.
So yeah, I'll be real with you. If people keep pointing it out, it's probably because they're trying to be good at Richter, but they keep constantly running into that, or trying to be good. Like, Decker is so OP right now compared to other supports. It's still frustrating whenever you go for a stun and it doesn't land.
Right. I would say, though, after they did make that change, making, her ball size bigger, that it doesn't happen as often, or at least I don't notice it as often, seeing the actual, stun not actually take effect. I'm still seeing the certain collision spots that the instant explosion, instead of doing a bounce like it's supposed to, like around the base of the tower, where the tower ring starts. You hit a spot like there, it's almost like it literally pops your bubble, like boom, no more.
What if it is a character model issue? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I ever missed a Narbash Thunk until they reduced it to 50%. Back in the OG days.
Oh yeah, because Narbash Sunk used to be the size of a fucking minivan.
Yeah.
Bruh, that shit was ridiculous. You would throw it and it's like, I just nicked her ponytail. Got her. So what if that is it? Like, by making the radius of these interactions smaller, they now may be running into like character model issue. You feel me? Because maybe like the skeleton of the character is what it's tracking, not necessarily the actual. Already fall into this game of y'all's, the girth of the skin necessarily. You feel me? But I don't know. And I'll be real, like, as somebody that's been part of the fall testing team before, which I no longer am, it also comes down to being able to replicate it and know what causes it. You feel me? Every time that you're in the moment, like the most annoying part is I can be in a match and out of nowhere, maybe a hook misses and I'm like, what the hell, bro? But then my next 3 hooks might be fine. So it's like, what caused that one hook to mess up? Was it the terrain they were on? The skin they were using? Was it items they had equipped? Was it I don't know, like too many minions in the area? They somehow fucked with everything. Like, who knows? You feel me?
That irritates the shit out of me when, because I swear, my pull, I could be with Richter, I could be in a group of minions getting ready to pull someone, and as soon as I throw my pull out, it's a minion that's this far underneath my fucking pole. It's like, you could hit a minion that this far underneath the pole, but I hit a character in the foot and it won't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be real, replicating is not only very hard to do, it's very tedious. I remember there was a Kalari bug that finally got fixed ever since they released Kalari. And that bug alone took a steady 40 hours of nonstop only testing Kalari, just to finally find that it was a specific combination of the skin, the terrain, and an item equipped all together. Somehow we're causing all these things to kind of just get messed up. So it's super trippy, but I'll be real. Unless you guys want to dive into this a little deeper, I think that's a pretty damn good segue into one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, and it's just time accrued as a gaming company for fault. You guys get what I mean by that? Like when I say that statement?
Nope.
No. Definition of accrued?
Just like accumulated. So
Okay.
yeah, so we all know Fault went early access July 2020. They've been already early access, technically out to the public for about almost a year and like a year and 4 months, year 5 months, right around that area, right? So by this point, they have accumulated a lot of experience as a company, and that entails a lot. How to handle people, moderation. They've tested things in monetization. They know what it's like to have a live game and how hard it is to fix something when there's people constantly playing it. They know what it's like to release a patch, and then that patch brought up some new bugs that didn't even exist before. You feel me? Like, it's where all these things are were much easier to handle and continue to be much easier to handle for a project that is not out and released to the public. Because then you don't have the entire community down your throat, like, fix this. So how do you guys feel? I'd love to hear from each of you. How do you guys feel as Strange Matter Studios as a gaming company and their progression throughout like the last year and a half or so?
I think they've greatly improved. They've greatly improved the game, that's for sure. Like, it was a buggy mess when it first came out, and the game has gotten steadily better. They've gotten better at interacting with the community. However, this patch 14 debacle is something they need to learn from and correct. One thing I do want to say is, just because they've had these problems and everything doesn't mean their competitors will. Like,
good point.
We make the assumption that they're dealing with all this stuff now. These other guys won't have. They still have to go through all this. No, they don't. Maybe they won't. Maybe their game will be.
Maybe they'll learn from other people's mistakes.
Or maybe
True.
they don't need to learn from other people's mistakes. Maybe the people they have on board are just going to be better at what they do and more experienced. Or maybe they just luck into it and don't have the same problems. Maybe their stuns always work. You never know.
Right.
That's a valid point.
This assumption that Strange Matter has a lead on everybody else. They need to keep nugging at it and keep their heads down and working hard if they want to stay competitive with everybody else that's starting to slowly come out.
That's a very good valid point. Like, you're not going to get a leak if you hired the right plumber from the beginning. You feel me? So I 100% agree with you. Now, I do still feel that the other companies are going to have learning curves. I just don't necessarily, I'm with Mangoose. I don't agree with what people are saying, like, oh, they're going to run into all of the same bugs or whatever. You feel me? They're going to run into their own mess of stuff. Because that's essentially what the testing is all about and moving forward and stuff. Like, I do believe they have a lead in experience as a playable game and company and everything. I don't necessarily think that fixing all the bugs has put them in a lead because other games will have the same bugs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
And for me to chime in on this too, I mean, I've been with Fault since day one when they opened up the testing. And from then till now, they've improved the game so much. It's actually unbelievable how much they've actually improved it from the very first day we got to test it as testers till now. But there's also stuff that like for one instance, we're talking about bugs and everything. I'll bring up a bug that I actually found that I kept to my chest for a little bit. Who remembers reading patch 13.8, the first line, saying that they fixed that minions no longer deal negative damage when stacking armor?
Okay.
I'm the one who found that bug by accident because it was right after Blighted Chestplate got released. I went into the jungle and I hit a minion camp, And then I got distracted by something, and I had Titan on. And I looked back at my screen. I saw that my shield wasn't gone. I saw that it was a little bit bigger. I'm like, hold up a second. What the heck's going on? So I stopped for a minute, and that's when I saw that the jungle minions were dealing negative damage and increasing my shield. It was just one game, so I was thinking maybe it could have just been like a little off thing. So I tried it in a couple more games, and in one game, I went 6 different camps and walked out of the jungle with a 1,300 shield.
That's fucking busted.
And I kept that close to my chest. I reported it to Frost. He told Jester about it. First, Jester didn't believe it until I showed Frost the video recordings that I have of it. And then Jester's like, we didn't think that was possible. Like, we knew it potentially could have happened, but we didn't think it was actually going to happen. And it took a couple patches for them to put it in, but I'm glad they fixed it, because if I'm not the one who found out about it, say somebody else would have, they could have just blabbed on about it, and then people could have been abusing the shit out of it.
Yeah. Sure.
But like, they're good on fixing like super game breaking bugs. I can say that, but like specific like hero bugs and stuff, they could use just a little bit more work, but they're getting there.
Bearded, how do you feel?
I agree with what Magu said. They have showed great improvement, but they've also shown, like, I guess the opposite. They showed that they don't learn from their own mistakes sometimes. You know, I get a lot of flack in Gen Chat about how this not being the same thing, but it's very similar to the community. At least the perception of the community seems very similar. We had the whole HUD thing. HUD was supposed to be here 2 weeks after early access dropped, and then the HUD didn't come how long after? You know, I don't know the exact time frame, but it was a lot longer than 2 weeks, right? And, you know, they announced 14, and the way the 14 was insinuated, yes, it wasn't given a time frame like the HUD was, but it was insinuated like 14 is supposed to be here a lot sooner than what it has been, and we still don't know anything about 14. So this is a very similar situation to the HUD. You know, this, you know, again, you can't keep repeating similar mistakes. It doesn't look great. The community sees it, and you know, it literally just becomes more of a meme. You know, soon TM is a meme for a reason, and I was hoping we get away from that, but it kind of seems like it's coming back with 14.
Dude, those words hurt. Oh, that hurts to even think about. The fact that soon TM is a relevant thing again. Unfucking lucky, bro. Ay. Now, let me ask you, and this is something that Bearded kind of wanted to hit a little bit, and I do want to focus on this a little extensively, and that's AI. Because we know that AI is coming with patch 14, right? Along with, you know, map redesign and all that stuff. But focusing on AI, they're banking quite a bit on this AI like thing being like almost like the life raft for this game, aren't they?
It's one of them, one of the top 3. Yeah.
What would you say are the other two? Like
mastery systems and the map, you know,
True.
they're banking 14 to be the lifesaver, right? And AI, there's 3 things, there are 3 major things that we know, right? That we know as a community that are coming out with it. And those 3 things are AI, mastery skins, and the map redesign. Right?
New hero. I would include new hero.
Okay,
new hero
so
too.
New hero, right? We do know there's a guaranteed new hero coming out. So that, I guess with those 4 things, right? I would definitely say, you know, AI would be the leader of those, because this patch 14 is supposed to be the, people staying, new people, you know,
The retention.
Retention, player retention, you know, that whole thing. So it's supposed to be their big focus on that. So yes, I would say AI is supposed to be the biggest one.
I would. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, Pepe.
Good.
Go for it.
I would agree with Bearded on this one. Like, they seem to be putting way too much in on this patch to save the game. Because the reason why I say save the game is because of the fact that, one, the player base has been dwindling for a very long time. It used to be a couple months ago, what was it, like 200-300 people max peak? Now it's less than 100 average daily. Like I get like the need for the AI system for the new players, and I get like I don't know if this, saw a couple people talking about it, like they might make new players play a set amount of AI games before they can go into PvP. But
it's been speculated to be like 5 games.
Right. That's fine and everything. Like I can understand that. They almost did the same thing in Paragon. Like you had to be like level 5 or 6 to play PvP. The mastery system, I believe that's gonna possibly get some old players back who've been just quit Fault because there's like nothing to grind in the game at all whatsoever. And then like the new hero, that'll attract some of the one tricks that Windu mentioned earlier. If that's a hero that they want to play, that'll attract some of them back. And then the map redesign, overhaul, whatever SMS is calling it, that'll be, as long as it's done right and it's not like how when EA came out and everything, the map made like, what was it, 2080s and stuff run the game at like 60 and you couldn't do nothing about it. So if the map is polished and it looks good, people who care about graphics
and performance are probably going to have a good time, right?
They'll still bring some of them players back as well. So they're going to bring some players back, but also what they need to do too is, if this patch 14 that's coming up is going to be like the savior patch after patch 14, or even a little bit before patch 14, like after the dev stream or something that they do, try to start marketing a little bit, because if you don't market the game at all, it's not going to get out to players at all. Like, it's going by word of mouth right now and Steam reviews from early access.
How good does the AI have to be effective?
I would say, like, comparing like AIs from other games, I would say maybe for it to be effective, to give people like actual like PvP ready, I would say maybe between like between like normal and like veteran Call of Duty AIs. If you ever played against veteran AI bots in Call of Duty, you're going to get your ass stomped. Unless you're like one of the top players in the world, because those things never fucking miss anything.
Well, be mindful that the majority of the community, in a perfect scenario, the majority of the community is probably going to be around silver or bronze. You feel me? With that bell curve dipping down and thinning out towards gold, plat, higher, etc. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I'll be real, like, the AI could, and this might just be me, I think the AI could literally just be brainless. Just, you could look at it and be like, that is 100% a bot. It's letting me kill it. But the whole point is for you to get used to the game mechanics, right?
Right, and like that's where I draw the comparison of like normal to veteran. Like somewhere like normal for like, they can have like different stages of AI, like normal or easy, medium, hard. The hard can be the veteran type from Call of Duty. And then like the normal can be like, oh, like they'll hit some stuff, but you know it's a bot and you get used to mechanics.
I think in the long run, we're gonna want the AI to be able to have a slider that hey, I want it to be easy bot, I want it to be hard, I want it to, whatever. Like, you can make that slider, but I think right now you just kind of need that like straight down the middle. Like, you're not gonna come in here and own this thing, but you're not going to get your face stomped in. Just something for you to understand, because we're doing this for new people who don't know what they're doing. All right, to go down the lane. All right. right? To learn, focus on their last hitting, to understand what last hitting is, to understand what the objectives are, to, go get Raptors, go get Prime, putting wards down, right? I had my first match yesterday. I had a Muriel who was new and didn't put one ward down. And I even said, "Hey, Muriel, I'm going to need you to start putting wards down. As an ADC, like I need vision on the map, like please, And a couple of times I had to go face check the fog wall just to put my own ward down, and it didn't work out very well for me. So they need stuff like that to learn, and that's why I don't know. I personally don't know if 5 matches is enough. I don't know. Like, what are you going to be able to teach in 5 matches that they're going to be able to go into PvP and they'll have everything they'll need to know?
Bro, as long as it teaches people to buy items and not run straight under the enemy's tower, the prerequisite matches are good. Because that's the 2 things I see brand new players do. They don't understand I guess they just saw it on Steam, thought it looked cool, and bought it. They don't buy items. They just truck it down mid lane, beginning of the game, run under a tower, and die. And then the enemy team's like, that's who we're going to feed on.
Yes.
I'll be real. I think 5 is fine, because at that point it gives them an option, right? Go to PvP with your 5 matches of experience, watch what happens, and either keep going in PvP. Some people are masochists, like I'm like that, quite frankly. Every game I go into, I'm like, yo, PvP straight in, ranked.
Oh yeah.
Put me in. I'll get trashed, but I'll work my way up, right? But we'll also have that opportunity for individuals that, hey, let's say they tried PvP and they're like, yo, I ain't ready for that. I gotta back up. They can easily just go back into AI matches. It's not like they have to stop playing AI matches. I think it's perfectly okay to give them a prerequisite of, hey, at least prove to us that you know the game. Is it like, would it be weird to make it like, hey man, y'all got to make sure that y'all win 5 AI matches before PvP gets unlocked?
Yeah, I said that a long time ago. I said that the prerequisite should be you have to win against the AI so many times before you can win in PvP.
You imagine lost every single bot match. I'm on my way to PvP. Yikes.
Yeah, we got it's Mike. Again, thank you for the raid, brother. It's tricky, subject to too many bot games, and people might get bored if they're experienced mobile players from Smite, League, etc. And then said those 5 games are just teaches the game system, not the MOBA side of the things. That has to be learned via playing.
I kind of agree, but I think any experienced MOBA player expects the forced tutorial shit whenever they start a new game.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard requisite. Like, you can't start Smite or League and not be forced into a tutorial or bot matches or some sort of game mode. Like, Smite makes you do that little arena mode for like X amount of time until you're like level 3, and then you unlock the other game modes. So, I mean, it happens. They got their ways. Doesn't necessarily mean it always has to be AI. AI could be the way right now, right? But imagine down the road an ARAM mode comes out, and it's like, hey, you can use the ARAM matches as your prerequisite. Get your matches in before you unlock PvP. In like, conquest mode, if you want to call it.
I'm interested to see how they're going to market it, because this is all retention stuff after you get somebody to actually purchase the game and start playing. How are they going to get people to purchase the game and start playing that aren't, Paragon refugees? Like, how are they going to market the game? I'm very interested to see.
Oh, no. Yeah. We've been saying this for weeks now. We would love to see their marketing ideas, what's going on. I think one thing that would definitely benefit them right now is Twitch marketing. All your little, you click on somebody to watch, you're instantly getting a little commercial. I think a little Twitch commercial would be perfect.
Yeah, but if you're watching Fault on Twitch, then you already know about Fault.
I'm not talking about Fault. No, I'm not talking about just Fault. Like, literally, you can go watch anybody. I click on anybody you follow, click on them, and if you haven't watched them or you're not subbed to them, you're going to, like, right now, I think you get
you're talking about just ads.
Yeah, ads. Yeah, you get an Arcane commercial. You know, like right now, like, so that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what you're watching. You know, you're that's the ad that's playing right now. And then you get like, so somebody, you go to watch one of your friends that's playing Warzone and you're getting a Fault commercial. Like, oh,
I wonder how much an ad costs. I wonder how much it costs to run an ad on.
I don't know, but I think that'd be a great way to
That's interesting. I know on, places like YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, like you basically pay per click is essentially what it goes. Like you can either pay off of impressions or pay off of actual engagement off of clicks. So I'm not sure. I would imagine also the demographic that they're targeting might affect that price, quite frankly. Like if they sit here and they're like, okay, so we're going to target people that like Smite, Dota, League of Legends. Those are pretty big demographic pools. They're probably going to get a shit ton of impressions. But I'll be real, besides the whole new 3D MOBA, how are they going to market it? What else are they going to say? Click here for gold. Bam, got them. Like,
they're going to have to be. I mean, they're a small company. They can't afford that much just straight up.
It can get expensive.
Mill advertising. They got to come out of the box with it. Like we've seen Overprime, genius idea with their marketing campaign that they're doing right now with getting people to post with hashtag Overprime in YouTube Shorts, because YouTube Shorts is the big thing taking off right now, and then they're using TikTok as well. That was genius. Ethereal with their NFTs. People make fun of the NFTs, but that brought a lot of people into Ethereal that had no idea what the game was before.
Right.
That's a good point.
In NFTs. So, I mean, they need to come up with something. That was a double whammy for Ethereal because they made money off that and marketed the game. They made money off their marketing. That's insane. But we need to see something like, I don't have any fucking ideas. I'm not a marketing guru. No. You know what? My brother has a doctorate in marketing. Maybe I'll
hit him up. Yeah. Hit him up. Be like, hey man, I got some charity work for you to do. Say less.
Right.
And you know what's crazy to me? Actually, I'm honestly just surprised that Fault, being, true indie company, no, official financial backing from whether investors or major company or anything like that. Like literally just as like the OG indie game on the block that's still trying to do it by their own accord. I'm honestly shocked that they haven't stuck to the whole homegrown vibe. Like I've seen other projects that are backed by major studios show more of a, hey, we did this shit ourselves. Check it out. This is us working on this. Isn't this cool? Or like, yo, I'm going to live stream myself working on this because I want you guys to engage with me. Like just to show you that it's homegrown. You get me? Like there's a lot of different ways that you could go about it. But I almost feel like they're trying to put up this image to the world. Like, hey, don't consider us. Like we're an indie company, but we're not trying to look like an indie company. Does that make sense? Everything that I see from Fault almost feels to me like like a fifth grader standing up next to the sixth graders and be like, what do you mean I don't fit in? Like that's the vibe that I get out of them, because I almost feel like they haven't embraced fully the homegrown, like, hey, we're still learning, we're still growing, grow with us, help us make the game better. You feel me? I want them to nail that shit home. That might just be me though.
No, I think that'd be, could you imagine if that's how we kept up to date with 14, is if we were watching a Sylphin stream and seeing how things were being adjusted and, people putting input in like they used to. Like, I would love for that to be like, hey, we know 14's not here yet, but we actively see them working on it. We got, whoever, pick a name of a developer, working on this and they're streaming right now. You can, kind of go in and see, that was one of the things I loved about Predecessor, is you got to see, Sergeant Smokey, actually working on shit and interacting with the community while I was doing it, Now that wouldn't be his fault. He wouldn't do that for the whole time working. He'd do it for a little bit. Okay. And then like end stream, then, really go into it. He can only show a little bit, but, hell, just show us something and let us partake with a little bit of ideas of whatever's going on. Put a tree here. Take that root out. That looks stupid there. Whatever. I don't know, like something.
I mean, we've seen past. Sorry, I was just going to say we've seen past Fault community managers also do the whole like, hey, I'm literally just going to sit here and answer community comments while I'm live streaming. So they would answer live chat, and then simultaneously all you see on the screen besides the webcam was just Facebook comments, going through, reading them out loud, talking with them, talking about those comments with people, leaving a response, going on to the next comment. It's not a horrible idea, quite frankly. It's community engagement. You almost close that gap between development team and audience, right? Because at this point, the closest thing between the official development team and the audience is what? Us partners? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Pretty much.
I see Stranger in the chat is saying Balak should be PR manager. I ain't gonna front.
I mean, he's the most active dev that talks to his community.
You think so?
Yeah, I've seen him in there. Like, I've seen Balak's name more in there in the past couple months than I've seen Ryan Red's.
Well, Ryan Red's not a developer.
Yes.
So that's different. That's different in that situation. He's a community manager. He's not a developer.
It shows on his Discord thing that he is part of the dev team.
Well, you got to be mindful. Both Balix and Ryan Red, like they're part of the marketing team. Yeah. And even though they are listed as devs, but I hate to be that devil's advocate, but both Balix and Ryan are technically wearing different hats at the same party. Does that make sense? Nope. Like they're like they're both in the marketing field, and they're both handling different tasks at the end of the day. Like one of them's responsible for one thing, one of them's responsible for the other. Like at the end of the day, they're very, very different positions, even though they're both working in the same field.
Okay.
Boy, I don't know, man. I like what else do you guys think that Strange Matters could actually do in order to stand out in the crowd of MOBAs in general? Like, well, what can they say?
We've already talked about this. If they could get like another IP to partner with, even if it's a small IP, that would help.
Oh, like licensing.
Yeah, like licensing, like Smite with the Ruby skins and all that shit. And Fortnite has the whatever skins now, Naruto skins. Like, I don't think they can get anybody as big as that. No. But if they can get something smaller, that would draw in another community.
Yeah, a little, what was that? A tit for tat type thing. A little, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type thing. Like, you come in, make skins for us. Let us use you for skins. We're going to advertise your name. We're going to get your name out there. You get our name out there type thing. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head like what you would use, but, I think that'd be something that'd be great, especially if you can get something, that maybe a part of the community really likes, like the, not Naruto or whatever, but like something, something, I don't know.
It doesn't have to be an anime, but.
Right. No. Yeah. Just something would be cool to be like, all right. Because not everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, I love that anime or whatever. But somebody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Especially if it's something small, I think that'd be cool. It would definitely help them out.
Yeah. Raid Fault. Yeah. They can go raid Shadow Legends. They'll fucking throw in with anybody.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. They will. They will.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But let's be real. Imagine what's one of the shows that we just randomly thought about? Like, imagine they decided to add in, like Smite did, let's say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't even consider the argument of whether they could afford it or not. Because how long do you think it's going to take them to implement those skins in?
Dude, a Donatello Wukong? Let's go.
No, let's not.
That would be hilarious.
Let's not.
Master Splinter Kalari.
Yo, get me out. I can't, bro.
The Seaver saying in chat they could do a contest for making a skin for a character and open up to the community. I think that would be good if they put that out amongst the art community, not just amongst Paragon's community. If they found like an art, like I don't even like
overall contest for the web,
like ArtStation. If they go on ArtStation and do that, something like that. Just reach out to more people beyond the para refugees.
And they could tie in with the whole, like what we were talking about with Overprime, though, and then you could use it like, hey, post this and use this as a, hashtag this, whatever, and make their names grown that way as well. A little competition, you go from there.
So, I mean, we've seen their attempts at something similar with the whole hashtag Astro Gideon that we've seen. What was already like a month ago, almost 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Was it 2 months?
I don't know.
It was somewhere in October. Let's say like a month ago, just for argument's sake. So we've seen this with Astro Gideon, and we saw, at least Twitter-wise specifically, we only saw like 7 replies, and then one of the
9 total. Yeah,
something like that. And then one of the guys actually posted like 37 clips in one of the replies. You feel me? Like that man had more replies than the entire rest of the Twitter replies combined.
Right.
So do you think that the community, there's enough of a base community right now to even support hashtag this?
Well, that's but if you reach out to not the para-zombie community, you reach out to ArtStation and stuff like this, you get other art, I don't know. I think what Etsy does art too. Maybe you could, reach out to Etsy. I don't know. You could do things like that. Just get anybody that's involved to create a character in the game. I mean, ArtStation's obviously those, that's something to do with, video games or, has video games in there, but maybe Etsy doesn't, but they're still like art involved. Fiverr, you could do something, Fiverr. Hey, get a skin concept put into a video game. Could you imagine being part of, like next thing you know, hey, I got a skin in that game. I created that skin. You could get put into that, and you put that announcement out there to not just your community that's playing the game. Hey, you want to win this skin, Astro Gideon. You're putting out there, hey, you want to get a skin, you want to put your skin in the game, design it, hashtag this, make a YouTube clip, YouTube short on it, showing us what you got, and we'll pick a winner or whatever.
That was kind of the ingenious thing that Overprime did, was in order to enter their competition, you had to make a short and you had to tag Overprime, which gets Overprime trending. And if you know anything about YouTube, the more hits that gets, the more it just shows people in the video game community, not just certain people. Like the more hits that gets, it starts showing that to more and more people. And then the more and more people see, they're like, oh, well, what the fuck is this? Why is everybody adding this to their wish list? They look it up and they're like, oh, well, this looks fucking cool. And then you got new people. Like if they could do something like that, I mean, I'd hate to see them just straight up copy another company's marketing strategy, but fuck, it's not like it hadn't been done before.
I was about to say, like, we're in 2021, bro. Like at this point, they should be stealing shamelessly from past marketing models, right?
And Deceiver says something in there too. Like what about you simply go back to public events? Yeah, like a devs versus community event would be cool to advertise as well. Something like that. You could just anything to put out. You just do things to that's going to advertise yourself out there. That's going to bring your game out.
Free weekends. That's all they need to do, really. Free weekends.
Right.
That as well.
Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be, once people see that it's free and like on people who are on the edge, but like the $20 wasn't because they want to try the game first. Like if they do the free weekend, then they could try the game out. And if they like it, they can buy it. If they don't, then they can wait for it to be free to play.
Well, you get that situation. You have those people, yes, but you also have the people who literally just float around Steam and just check the way, hey, what's free on Steam right now? Oh, that's free. I'll download it. I'll try it out, whatever. You get that situation, you're going to get a lot of people who know nothing about a MOBA that just, oh, it's free. It looks good. I'll try it out. And that's when you sell that person on something, then that's where word of mouth comes in. And then that person's going to start telling them, hey, dude, check this. I just found this game out. And look at this. This is great. Literally, that's what I did with Paragon. I found Paragon, and my roommates, I instantly showed it to them, and they downloaded it right away. It was something like, word of mouth, travels fast.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's how I downloaded Paragon. I saw it was free to play with the PlayStation Plus. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to give it a try. It's a free game. And I'm like, my new favorite game.
Right.
The light shine down.
Yeah.
Bro, I found so many of my favorite games on free to play weekend, and literally just I'd be like, how much is this? $20? Bet. Like YOLO. Like,
yep.
So we hear this argument frequently from people, right? Like, oh, it's just the game's not ready to be advertised, even in free to play weekend. We hear it constantly, right? And tomato, to each his own. Like, I respect the opinion that some might not think it's ready. I personally would have started doing free to play weekends as soon as 13 got released. But do you guys think that if they do free to play right now, as it sits, let's say 13 point whatever, what are we, 13.13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As it sits right now, if they did a free to play, would they find at least moderate success? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think they would find a little bit.
Yeah, moderate success. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because one of the devs was saying in Gen Chat that a lot of you can look at the accounts and you can see that these new accounts are coming in and they're getting pub stomped in their first 2 matches and they're instantly quitting. So that's where it's like you're gonna get these new people coming in not knowing what's going on, and Fault isn't like Smite. You can't just go in, just because you play Smite doesn't mean you're going to come in here and you're going to be able to play it. There's differences and stuff's going on. You need to adjust to it. And I don't know. It's a tough situation, but I do, by saying moderate, which technically it could be, depending on what you mean by moderate. Yeah, you say yes, they'll have success with it. I think you're going to get people no matter what. If you had 10 people try it and 2 people stayed, that's still 2 people you didn't have, so that's still a success in no matter what's going on there.
You know what? I kind of want to mention something that Bucket said in the chat. He said you only get it for one shot at first impression for a lot of people. I would say if they have to pay for the product, 100%. But if you give me a free taco, I didn't like that taco, you give me a free taco next week again, all right, I'll try your taco again. It's free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many people ate that overprime taco, though?
That's a good point. Well, hold on. People didn't even step into the business. They didn't even enter the restaurant to try the taco because they were like, how do you get here? Oh, my Google Maps doesn't show this street. It said turn left at the lake. I don't get it.
Yeah, but
like
people still have a bad taste in their mouth for overprime.
That's true.
Fault already had their chance at a first impression, and maybe it wasn't all their fault that God, they need to change the name of this fucking game. Maybe it's not.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Things went poorly on the first day, but still, they had their chance at a first impression, and they lost quite a bit of the Paragon community. So they need to pull from outside the Paragon community because right now, all the para refugees
have picked somebody by now.
They're riding that predecessor coattails and waiting for Predecessor.
Yep. So Stranger says, yeah, but because Overprime wasn't on Steam or Epic Store. And that's our point, though, Stranger, is like literally that's your first impression. Like, this is what you came out with. This is what you got going on. You make it sound, like it
seems shady.
Yeah, it's
back in the day, at least.
Dangerous for my PC. Like, I don't know about this, that's your first impression, though. That's literally what you got. So, can you make changes? Yeah, definitely. you only get one attempt for a first impression, but everybody deserves a second chance. So that's the difference with that statement there.
So let me ask you guys this. Let's say a year from now, for argument's sake, a year from now, Fault will be ready to market. Let's hold under the assumption, right? Let's say a year from now, Fault will be ready to market. All those marketing strategies, free to play weekends, etc. What do you say to the existing community until that time comes?
Well, that's kind of a moot point because they said that they're going to start marketing with 14.
Right.
So we don't have to wait a year.
Well, that's when's 14 coming.
That's debatable.
Oh my God, if it takes a year. For 14,
Yeah. No.
Everybody could be leaving.
If 14 of a year from now, we're just getting 14.
Well, hold on.
Now just gets.
I'm going to cut you off for a split second because they said marketing is going to start with 14. Just like they said, their dev streams and their blog posts are going to start again a month and a half ago. And we haven't seen a single one of those. Right? Just like they said, they're going to start more social media presence. We didn't even get a single post in this week. Last week, we got one post, 2 weeks, one picture. Guys, like you're under the assumption that marketing starts with 14. They could be at 14.27 and then start marketing. It's still 14. Still 14. So that's what I'm saying. Like when we have all these gray area names, I'm not even giving benefit of the doubt at this point, unless I get a clear indication.
Now, if they don't start marketing, it doesn't have to be right when 14 drops. Marketing has to happen, but if they don't start marketing, soon after 14 drops, and if we're talking about that from happening a year from now, I don't care if it's 1427. No, I mean you might as well just pack up shop. I mean, if you're a dev for this game at that point, you might as well start looking for another job because you're not going to have a following. You're not going to have a community to back you anymore, especially if you want to be, we're community driven. You can't drive a car without an engine. Sorry, it's not happening.
So let's shorten the time frame just to give a more real, maybe a more realistic, because again, we don't know dates. Let's say 3 months. If it takes 3 months for them to start marketing, if it takes 3 months for 14 to come out, if it takes 3 months for everything that we're hoping for to come to reality, what do you say to the existing community? How do you keep the existing community in?
Well, that's where you keep doing what you've been doing, not this situation, not from 1313 to this. This is the bad stop. This is where we went wrong. Don't do this. Go back to when 13 dropped and when we all of a sudden started doing blog posts and bi-weekly patches, and updating us that way and give us a hero every now and then, just give us something right now. Imagine how long we've went, right? Since we've had something substantial, right? We've had these bi-weekly patches, which are balanced patches, and we've had an item here or there, or a couple items, added, but nothing that really, when I play the game, it's nothing like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to try these new items. I'm just like, okay, I have one item that I use in my build path with the games that I play, and that's Titan Slayer, and that even depends on what's going on with that situation, with that game and how that works. But so that's it. Out of all the items that got added, I have one item, that I use that other than that, I'm not worried about it. So give us, if we could have had a hero right now that you could have put into this situation, we could have been like, all right, we're able to enjoy the new hero, and play the new hero for a little bit and have fun with that. And while you're still focusing on 14, you would have to have a couple people, whatever. I don't know how it works. I don't know what your team's looking like, and maybe you have to do double work. Hey, you got to work on balancing the new hero and glitches in the map because of the new hero, whatever that new hero involves. I get it. You're going to take away from 14 a little bit, but 14's not right around the corner like everybody thought it was. When you're taking, all right, we're taking everybody off of 1313 and we're going to put them all on 14 because this is what we're going to focus on. And so we're not getting any more balances. We're literally, the game's just stale because nothing's changing. It's the same bugs. It's the same everything. We need, even if you would have just keep giving us the balance patches, something to change the meta up a little bit would be good. a hero. I mean, we can't go this long without a hero. It's literally been since January 1st that we haven't got a hero. Like literally, we're coming up on a full year of no new hero. I don't know how often does League of Legends add a hero. I mean, they got like 80 of them, right?
They basically add a hero every 2 to 3 months, every season.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they don't go a full year. Yes, I know they've been out and about, but they've also been like, that's the thing is we need to, just like these other, companies are either going to potentially learn from false mistakes, or they're going to not have those mistakes because they already have something else in line or in plan or whatever. Like you can take from other people's successes and figure out what's going on. Like you see that these other companies are doing this. Like none of these companies are taking a year to give us a new hero. And the way that 14's looking, like there's potential that it's going to be a full year until we get another hero. We go from January 1st, Morgesh, to January 1st, most likely face.
I'll be real, Brad. And again, you know me with these timelines and deadlines and shit. I am just 100% tired of waiting, hoping. Like, look, another Tuesday, nothing. Like waiting, hoping. Look, another Tuesday. Guess what? Nothing. Like I'm literally to the point that in my mind, and I'm getting to the point where I'll be like, yo, 14's coming July 2022. If it comes before that, I'll get excited. Because at this point, if they're not going to give me a date, they're not even going to give me a time frame and everything. Like, bruh, how long have they been talking about 14 already? Do we know the time frame? I don't even remember at this point.
No, I don't know the time frame. I need to look it up. We bring it up every week, and I would love to know the actual time frame.
A mistake was made. I would like to know if that mistake was made by marketing by announcing patch 14 too soon, or if marketing announced it with the full intention that it would be just a few weeks or a month, and something happened and the patch isn't ready. I would like to know where the mistake happened.
That's a great point. I would love that clarity.
I would just love to know that a mistake was made. Like, hey, we're having an issue. Right now,
a mistake was made.
I made that claim and I got shut right down. I got instantly shut right down. I got told not to speculate in Gen Chat. Instantly got told. I went, do not say that. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you? I do a show.
See, this is where Mangoose has that no ties halo just floating above his head right now. Yeah. He's like, because I'll be real, like I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, in every business sense and every marketing sense, y'all are showing to the world that something went sideways.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Whether it was by your own doing, whether you delayed it on purpose, whether you feel me, like, bro, how many times do we have to go over the fact that something clearly did not go as planned, whether they changed the plans or something?
The point that I was making, if this was the plan, then the plan was a fucking mistake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it definitely was. But going back to what I said with the HUD, right? It took them how long for them to finally tell us, hey, we had the HUD made by a third party and we didn't like what they have, so now we're going to start working on it. That's something you probably knew right away, and then you should have announced right away. And it seemed like it took a lot longer for that to happen, because we're supposed to have a HUD in 2 weeks after EA, and we're waiting, and then all of a sudden, hey, this is what happened. Well, why didn't you tell us from the get-go that's what happened, and now you guys are working on it, so now it's going to take a little bit longer. We would have been like, okay, it is what it is, right? There would have been some backlash. You're always going to have backlash. Right? There's going to be haters, right? Haters going to hate. That's what they do. I get it, right? But the core of your community is going to understand that.
Yeah, clarity is better than mystery, by all means.
And here we are with 14, huge mystery. Nobody knows what's going on. I speculated that there was something, something happened, but because there's no date, there's no delay. And that's another one of the things that I mean by it really feels like they're trying to behave like a AAA company that doesn't own up to their mistakes.
just focus on this positive, which I get. I just don't know if they have the luxury of behaving like Riot or Blizzard or whatever when they're such a small company, and the whole 300 players that they have actively playing daily, when they're relying on those people. I don't know if it's a smart idea in any marketing sense to sit here and say, well, we're focused on the future and growing. No, bro, focus on the 300 you got right now. Like, yo.
Yeah.
I was talking to Stunt today a little bit about how I love what a tight-knit community we are. The Paragon community is a very tight-knit community. I would like to think that the developers of SMS are part of that community and that they would be willing to share with us. The same goes for Predecessor, Overprime, and everything. But right now, it seems like the only ones that are sharing anything with us are Overprime. And a lot of people aren't going to like that game because it's going to be it's not Paragon. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, to each his own about that one. But
one game, besides the fact of them using the character skins of Paragon, that's like the one that I think could technically survive. If we're talking about just the pair of zombies, right? We got the three. We got Overprime, Fault, and Predecessor, right? Overprime, because they're so different and not Paragon, like they could survive in a sense but the other two can't survive together. Like you're not gonna be able to market and keep, and do everything, like, because you're both trying not to be Paragon, but you are, and you're both trying to create your own different game, but you're still going to be the same thing. Like you two are literally going the same path, right? Oh, here's Paragon. Well, we're trying to get away from Paragon. We're going this way, but you're both doing it. Like you're literally parallel paths. You just got to figure out it, and it's a race to see which one's going to do it. Like,
well, they're not going to split forks into different directions until they run out of epic content, quite frankly.
Right.
And I understand that. So it really, the separation between those two is going to be their own act. Whoever can make their own, you guys call it IP, right? Whoever can call, make their own IP and how great their IP is, compared to the other, right? But Overprime's going off this like totally different situation. They're using the legacy map, like they're really doing their own different thing. It's almost like they could survive almost like an Overwatch. Like they're like an Overwatch style kind of thing with the way their map's feeling, look to it. It's completely different. Like they're the only one that's really different out of the three of them.
How long do you guys think it's going to be till?
What is that? Is it empanada? Like what the fuck you?
Yeah.
Name Panda is
what is that? A peach?
Peach.
What's in there? What you got in there?
What's it?
Pizza.
Oh.
So it's a calzone. It's not an empanada.
Hey. The outer shell is different. It's like a Puerto Rican came out and said, "Hey man, I bet I can make one better." Like that's legit. All this is. Now I know this is probably going to be a horrible question to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Give me your best guesses. Go down the list. Give me your best guesses, starting with Pappy, of how long you think patch 14 is going to take.
I honestly have no clue. I'm going to go out of limb and probably say sometime, hopefully, by the end of this year. If not, hopefully by the end of next year. Because, like you said, we have no time frame. We have no date. We have nothing. All we have is a couple pictures of a map and a hero and a small video of the AI. There's no date, no nothing on it. So, like, when is it going to come out? I have no fucking idea.
Did you say hopefully by the end of this year, and then you said if not by the end of next year? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, he went from hopeful to fucking drop this anchor, bro. Like,
all right, that's quite the wide
we have
range.
no time frame though. That's the thing. Like,
No, and I mean I get that, but I like, I don't know. Even the most ignorant of people And ignorance is not a bad thing. If you don't know the definition of ignorance, it's a form of not knowing, right? It's not calling anybody stupid or dumb, right? It's ignorant, right? And even the most ignorant of people wouldn't be announcing 14 if it's going to be December of 2022. They wouldn't be announcing it as early as, September of 2021. That wouldn't have been a thing. So it's definitely before that. I understand the meme that's being made there. But no, I would say I think it has to be by the end of this year. Like, it has to be like it just, why do you announce it unless something drastically went wrong, which I would love for them just to come on and say, hey, the map fucked up. We can't release it right now.
Or this is what we're working on. Like, hey, we decided to add this to the game for you guys' benefit.
Yeah, something like that. Or hey, we guess what? We played mastery skins, and as we're running, Murdock's running naked, and the fucking skin's bouncing over here. And that's what's happening right now. Technically, we can't put it in the game because the game is rated E for everyone. But now it needs to be X for fucking porn. That's something that needs to be told. Like, let us know that's what's going on.
What the hell?
I'm just saying, something happened, right? And in my opinion, this is me speculating. Please don't jump in my DMs and tell me I'm wrong. My speculation, something happened, right? Something happened, set us back because we insinuated that, bam, 14 is coming anytime now. And then all of a sudden, we're being pushed off. So something happened. Just let us know what happened, But if something huge happened that we can't get it by the end of this year, we definitely need to know. But I no later than March. It definitely, if it's not Q4 2021, it's definitely Q1 2022.
You know what blows my mind?
Calzones.
Hey. Have you guys noticed that I've been playing Forza lately quite a bit? Yeah, of course, steering wheel right here.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch your shit.
Damn. So I hate you, bro. This man does not skip out on an opportunity to say some shit about me. I swear. No, but I actually had I had a dev on the stream while I read out a Forza community message that they sent to players in game. It's not like they posted it in their Discord. They didn't post it on Twitter. Pop-up notification in game. It said, hey guys, we are aware of these 3 major issues along with other smaller problems. We're going to try and get you guys a hot fix sometime next week. Bear with us. Thank you for supporting us. Simple, short, to the point. A week later, they came in and sent another message saying, hey guys, we're still working on this. We ran into more problems than we thought. We're going to have to delay this fix again another week. Hopefully we'll have it done by next week. We'll keep you posted on the time frame. And I'm literally sitting there and I'm like, oh, look, AAA companies don't communicate with their communities. Like that big motif that everybody keeps on saying. And I'm just like, yo, like even being a small company, being a big company, it doesn't take a genius to literally sit there and say, hey, maybe we should let our people know what's going on. Like, you feel me? Like, Bearded, if you're not able to go live for a week, are you going to let somebody know? You're going to make a post about it? Let your homies know?
Definitely.
You don't have to.
No, I don't have. I make a post when to let people know I'm not. Just for a Tuesday, I missed my stream. I had to reschedule for Wednesday. Wednesday, I had to reschedule for Thursday because the work kicked my ass. And then I was late on Thursday's stream because work kicked my ass again. But I made a post all 3 of those days. A little Twitter post to let people know, hey, I'm not making it. So, or I'm going to be late. I announce it right away. As soon as I know something's going on, I let people know.
So, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how small of a company you are or how big of a company you are. If people are waiting on something and you're not going to meet it, won't you at least just be like, yo, hey guys, I want to give you the 411. This is what's going on. Right?
Right.
And I know
Right.
they got smart people in the team. You don't have to be in marketing I promise somebody as simple as like diverse as the art department, the website development, the freaking coders, the balance people, somebody back there is probably like, shouldn't we say something, guys? So why haven't they? Why hasn't Strange Matters given us an update as to what's going on with patch 14?
I would love to know.
Maybe they're fearing the backlash of people getting mad that like they said, hey, September patch 14. Well, they didn't specifically say that, but like they started talking about it and stuff. And then it's not here. It's not here. We haven't heard nothing really. We got what? Like I said, video of an AI running down a lake and getting killed by someone. 2 map pictures and the Gideon thing. That's basically essentially all we got for basically patch 14, like nothing else. So it's like, are they honestly fearing that if they say something went wrong, more people might backlash than rather just say nothing at all?
Somebody in the chat just said, I'm positive that the marketing team wants to say something, but they haven't for reasons unknown. I really dislike that comment. Like, much love to Stranger. Shout out to Stranger because he's the one that said it, but I really dislike that comment. Because if they do want to say something, but they haven't, that means the owner is holding that leash too fucking tight and isn't letting the dog bark.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That lets me know that somebody with power is saying don't say shit. So then my question would be, why is that person with power making that decision? Because it's not a smart one. Like, I'll be real, chain of command, I understand it and all, but if I ever have a superior that's doing the wrong shit, I'm going to his boss or I'm taking shit into my own hands.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know.
That's how I feel about that comment.
We got too much silence going on right now. Like just an announcement, hell, we don't even get the whole, you're not getting a patch this week because we're working on 14 now announcement anymore. We're literally just, okay, we got nothing, like something needs to be said to the community, not the normal, hey, mod message of, devs are working on it, almost 24/7. Like there's something's going on. Just let us know. Just tell us. And there's a way to word it. You could give me the worst news ever and have it be spun in a positive way that I'm not going to be hit as hard. You just that's what the marketing team is for. It literally is marketing jargon, find a way to spin it to make it sound okay and still a positive thing, but you're not getting it as soon as we thought. Tell us that you expected it. You were thinking that this is the date. This is what our plan was. We were hoping to be out by freaking October and we were going to be rocking. This happened or such and such happened and we're working through that. It
would be a great time for one of those dev blogs. That's what they were called, right? The dev blogs?
Yeah.
It'd be a great time for one of those. Have a dev tell me why patch 14 isn't here. What are they doing to make it the best patch possible? To make it as big of an impact as possible. Because, I mean, shit, you're not doing any other dev blogs. You haven't done any other dev stream. Like, at this point, bruh. Imagine if the dev streams were a content creator trying to make it in the content world. 0 views, 0 popularity, 0 share, like literally 0 relevance because they don't post anything.
Yep.
Like, you feel me? Like, I just I got a fucking major issue with that shit too. Like, how are you going to tell us this is the reason why we're going to stop giving you bi-weekly updates? And then you just don't give us 2 out of those 3. And the one you do give us is like bare minimum. Like, we're going to show you a picture once a week. Hope you like it. They started off strong. like what? Like a post every like day or two they were going. It started off pretty damn strong. It showed traction, momentum. Like, yeah, we're getting this shit going. And then slowly but surely that social media wheels started slowing down. And now it's to the point that this last week we don't even have a post. What, like, if somebody comes up to you and they ask you why, as a partner, Bearded, you tell me, since you're a partner with Strange Matters, how come they didn't post anything this last week?
Oh, that I'm a partner doesn't mean I know anything.
That's a bad look.
I
understand you, and I'm there with you. That is a bad look.
Mods will tell you the exact same thing.
Have you ever signed an NDA as a partner?
No.
That's a bad look too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever signed an NDA with any of the other companies that you've done content for?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not giving anything. I am not giving anything that I can't leak. I have no way. I know. I literally.
That's a good point. Like,
I have nothing that Pappy doesn't have.
Yeah, but you should. You should have signed as a partner. You should have signed an NDA, and you should have information so that you could assure the community that things are okay. Maybe not say exactly why, but as a fault partner, I can tell you right now that everything's fine. The game's going to progress. You can't say that right now because you have no fucking idea.
Right. I 100% agree.
What good's being a partner then?
Name, color, and Discord.
I'm pretty sure I've made like at least 7 videos about that topic.
Yeah, no, you have, but I've watched them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty like, yo, I beat that to the ground, bro. And it's a Strange Matters credit. They really have improved their partner system, because what it used to be, which is just like, hey, y'all are partners now. And then that was it. Right? It was just like a little bit of exclusivity. And then from there went on to now you get exclusivity being on their website on a weekly rotation. There's a different highlighted partner on their website and stuff like that. They've improved a lot of stuff. Like they got, scheduled meetings that partners have, and they communicate with the community manager, I believe is the one that's in charge. And from there, we kind of get filled in, even though we don't necessarily get told anything, which is a different conversation to have at a different day. But they've improved their partner system a lot. And I've personally gone, behind the scenes, given them a lot of feedback. It's like, hey, y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. Implement this, implement that. And slow changes have been happening. But I will say, being a partner right now, besides getting skins and that weekly highlight on their website, it is a very, very lackluster situation, especially in moments that are like a drought, like right now. Right. Because at this point, this is when you're really going to find out what partners really want this game to succeed, or what content creators really want this game to succeed. Everybody and their mother wanted to be a partner on the first week of early access when this shit was flooded with content creators. Not everybody's supporting the game now. Thank you. So if anything, it should show true colors now as to who wants the game to succeed or not. I really, really wonder at times why they make the choices that they make in every fucking field. Like, I wish I could sit here and think about a choice and be like, I like that. That makes sense. Like, I have never gotten any Strange Matters news without at least one thing being like, I wonder why they did that. Or, okay, that's weird. Whatever. All right. Like, let's try to put a bit of a constructive spin to this. What do you guys think partners should be able to do?
Me personally, I believe partners should be able to, one, get into the loop, like not necessarily fully into it to where they tell you like everything that's going on behind the scenes, but enough to where like you have a general idea of, hey, this is what's going to be going on. And then kind of like I'll bring it back to like when we were testing Windu, when we first tested the game, how we asked, hey, are we allowed to stream this? And they're like, well, let's see how it works out here, and then going down through that way. And something like that, like partners should be able to be like, get filled in on a little bit of stuff, and then be like, and then they can be like, well, the stuff that we shared with you, you guys can share with your communities. So that way the community is getting filled in. And so that way the partners get to know a little bit more of what's going on, but not fully what's going on. Because I understand no game dev company ever wants, like, I don't want to make this sound bad, but I don't think any game company ever wants their like partnered streamers and stuff to know everything that's going on behind the scenes.
No, we should know everything. I don't want to know everything. Believe me, please do not tell me everything. I don't want to know everything. But partners should get I guess exclusivity like before our, what was it, 3 panels ago, we got that picture. You know, that was the first time that any partner has ever got anything like that nobody's ever seen, you know, in any situation. That should happen more often. You should be able to stop by Windu's stream and be like, oh, you know, here, I got this for you. This is what we got for 14. You know, this is great, guys. Can't wait, you know. Or stop by anybody, you know, if they're a fault partner, they're streaming. It's Mike streaming all the time. You know, you go to his stream and here we go. This is what we got for you, you know, this week or whatever. You know, use them for marketing. You know, like that's what what's what we're here for. We're not just here to play the game, you know, and like, all right, somebody's active playing this game. That's not the only reason we're here. You could, you know, I mean, shit, it's free marketing.
Yeah, it's
take
a two-way
advantage
street.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a two-way street. They should be helping promote their partners, and their partners should be helping to promote them. But they're not giving tools either way to help out.
Right.
You know, it'd be cool
on that two-way street.
Mangus, you remember Core?
What's that?
Do you remember?
Somebody should give that meta a buff.
I can't with him. Get him out. So, do you remember being able to walk around a grayscale map?
Yep.
Do you remember being able to walk around a finish map?
Yep.
Imagine giving partners the ability for like a day, right? Could be on live stream, could record it for YouTube. But giving partners the ability to literally just grab a mastery skin, walk around the map. No battle, no interactions, you can't. If you get a bug walking around, we got an issue.
Right.
It's literally just walking around.
But even if you get a bug doing that, guess what? You can easily report it, and then somebody can fix that.
True, before it gets implemented.
But
it's still,
you know, it's a little smoother.
But imagine, and you could literally just use skins that we've already seen, right? Like, I'm sure Mangoose would love to go into this revamped map, or even the existing map, and just walk around with the Narbash Mastery skin and record a video. How it affects, how it like interacts with the lighting, how it looks in the jungle, how it looks out in lane with the bright sun and everything.
Right. What is that? What is it called when you're able to, like, you can't post anything on it until a certain time? But you have like all that. What's that called? What's that word? You can record it and have it ready, but you can't post it until the embargo, right? That's
embargo.
Yeah.
Embargo.
Until the embargo is lifted, right? So you go around and get all the information, get all that stuff, right? And he can get the Narbash skin. All right, make his little recording, his do his voiceover he does with it, and then he's got it ready. And then when the embargo lifts, bam, new Mangoose video on YouTube. Introducing the Narbash. Skin, something like that would be great. And when the embargo lifts,
it'd be cool. You have enough partners to give them each one skin, and still have plenty left over.
Oh yeah,
Be like, yo, Windu, Murdock, bearded, Countess. But you feel me? Just like I did that shit on purpose because I know you love Murdock.
You did.
But you get what I'm saying? Like literally, just have that exclusivity for each partner. You want to see that? You want to see that skin? Check that shit out. Go to Bearded's channel if you want to check out the new Countess skin. He's streaming it. Like, yo, go to Windu's YouTube. He's got that new Decker mastery on a video. Go check it out. That's the only place you can see a video of it right now. It's very, very possible for you to do little things like that without just saying, patch 14's ready. Like, you could literally say, don't build any items. Or you're only allowed to walk around the map and show off the skin. That's massive. That is massive.
What if 14? What if there isn't anything wrong with 14 and they're just trying to make it perfect to match the hype that was put out?
You know, I was actually thinking about the fact that what if 14 isn't as bad shape as some might assume? What if they're literally waiting for this holiday season to die out? Because it's tough to release a patch or a game with you got Battlefield out there, you got Forza, you got Call of Duty, New World, Halo, true, this past week. There's a lot of heavy hitters out there. And right now, even if they release patch 14, I can't promise that people are going to want to choose Fault and patch 14 over Halo Infinite, over Call of Duty, over Battlefield, over Forza. It's...
Well, like you said, though, they don't have to start marketing with the drop of patch 14. Right. They can give us 14 and then start marketing after the holidays if they want to.
Yep. And that's what that if anything, I think that's the best thing to do, because you're going to get your core players who are going to continue playing it. Because I don't care about Call of Duty. I don't care about Battlefield. I don't care about Forza. I don't care about Halo. I don't play any of those games. I literally give little shits about those. And so I'm going to continue playing Fault. You give me 14, I could go around and be a paid tester that I am, and a partner who is going to market the game and sell it for what it is, because I'm going to be able to show you all these things. I can find out what's wrong with it before we actually start marketing it. Help find things that are right. Hey, this is an issue. We can't have this. Take advantage of it.
If they're sticking with a paid business model, paid early access, it would be insane not to market around the holidays.
Yeah,
that's when people are spending the most, bro.
There's a lot of competition out there right now. That's because everybody knows you're supposed to fucking market around the holidays. Like, that's
true.
Opportunity if you don't.
Everybody knows November, December. That's when you release some spicy shit, because sales are gonna spike 100%. Everybody's feeling in a giving mood around that season too. Like, you won't even buy, like, you don't even have to buy that shit for yourself. Be like, I bought it for, like, you feel me? Be like, yo, I already had Fault. You know what? I want my squad to play. I'm gonna buy 3 copies of Fault for them, just cause.
Yeah, or people, you got moms out there buying, Steam gift cards for everybody, for their kids, So I got a Steam gift card. I can now get Fault. It's like I literally have money for it now, So mom, if you want to get me a Steam gift card for Christmas, I'll take it.
I was gonna say that seems more like a grandma sort of gift.
Right, I've never got a gift card.
My grandma always got me clothes. I hated it. Love you, grandma, but I hate it. Clothes was for Christmas. I'm like, I hate clothes. Like, I get clothes whenever. Like, this is Christmas.
But you want to know what though? That was when you were little. Now you get clothes when you're an adult in Christmas. You're fucking loving them pair of socks you're getting.
You're not fucking wrong. Nah, he's not wrong, bro. I used to hate fucking clothes. Now I'm like, bro, I just got a Star Wars shirt. Let's go.
No. I mean, I enjoy a good shirt here and there, whatever. But no, I can go out and buy my own clothes. As an adult, give me a fucking power tool. That's what I want. All right, sweet. Like, give me something, or something to do with the fucking, give me something to do with the computer, the stream. Give me something I want to be able to use. Clothes, I'll go buy my own clothes. I'm adult. I work for a living. Believe me, I can afford clothes. Dude, don't buy me clothes.
This is a weird fucking tangent that we're on right now.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell this went through it.
Wish list.
Because I
Yeah.
think it started when Mangoose mentioned something about there should be marketing around the holiday season, and then Windu brought it in.
Oh yeah, Pappy, blame it on me.
Oof, at least I'm not the only one. Shit. Somebody else blames him. Yo, so side note. What if this holiday season passes and we still haven't heard from Strange Matters?
People are going to leave.
Issues. That's all I'm going to say. Let's ask a question though. Let's get a little tally from people in chat as well. Fall releases next month with AI mastery, AI and mastery, not an AI master, a mastered AI. No, an AI and mastery. They released with 14.
Okay, wait. Are we doing, when you say next month, you mean like December, or is this like a fault month? So it could be like January.
Next month.
Okay.
December.
All right, I'm just making sure.
December 5th, whatever day that lands on. I don't even know what the fuck day that is. All right. December 5th, they come out with it. Bam, here you go. Do they have a large marginal lead on the competitors just because of having AI?
Nope.
That's a weird one because I don't know where the competitors are at. 100%. You feel me?
That's my point that I was making in Gen Chat. Thank you.
Like relying, like you can sit here and be like, yo, nice and pretty. Like, oh yeah, dude, they got a lead. They got AIs. Who's to say these other competitors don't have AI system working and ready for this holiday season?
We know that Overprime has an AI system. Last time that we saw that game.
Did they? I never actually tried it. I literally just went into private matches.
They did.
So let's sit here and be like, okay, mastery system again. And that's the whole thing about it. We don't know what these other games have. If anything, we're starting to see from marketing that some of these other games are coming in swinging
Heavy.
hard. Yeah. Like original assets, original heroes. Like it's they got to bring their A game. It's entirely ignorant to sit here and assume they're in the lead because they're the only ones that are fully visible right now. You feel me? Just because you started the race first doesn't mean you're in the lead. As soon as that spotlight gets shined at that finish line, then you really find out like, oh, the camera was following the wrong person. Because who knows?
Right. Well, I mean, it could be a lot like if anybody, we're all streamers here, right? So it could be a lot like,
nah, you got me.
Marbles on stream. Depending on where that marble is on the map, technically, if it's literally closest to the finish line, it's going to be in the lead in the leaderboard, right? But it's actually, maybe it's got 3 more curves it's got to go around, and there's a marble that's actually on the last shoot, but it's farther from the finish line distance wise as a crow flies, but that's actually the front marble. It already went through all those loops and everything. It's literally on that backstretch, so that's where Fault could be on the leaderboard. It looks like Fault's in the lead, but it's actually doing these 3 loops, while these other ones, you don't see them. They're on that backstretch. They're they could be coming up pretty quick.
Right. And like I made this point before and everything. Like me personally, I feel like Fault just got way too comfortable being the only thing playable. And Overprime and Predecessor are going to come in and they're basically knock Fault on their ass. That's how I'm looking at it.
So we got a comment in chat. I believe AI is such a 200 IQ big brain move that I don't believe other projects are doing. Player onboarding isn't easy. It's obviously speculation, could be wrong, of course. AI will be such a fantastic addition to this game. It's nuts. So I don't disagree with that. Like, adding AI is going to be dope. It's going to help out. It's going to help out like crazy as to how many people would join and stay. Like, I argue that AI will be the most popular game mode once that shit releases. Change my mind. Like, people are going to want to prefer to play AI instead of PvP.
Oh yeah, because then you can go in and you can do stupid builds and stuff and not have to worry about any repercussions from your teammates calling you trash for it.
They don't call me trash. They just call me Pappy when I do those off meta builds. Whoa. I was not saying you were trash. I was talking about the off meta builds there. Okay. Hold up now. But
I'm just playing.
I mean, yes, I'm not. When I asked that question, I wasn't trying to insinuate that AI coming to fault is not going to be good, because it definitely is going to be good. It's going to be great for us. But I don't think, I literally exactly how you said it, Windu. I don't know where the other competitors are at to be able to say that we're going to have a large marginal lead ahead of them. They could. We don't know. Pred could have a working AI right now, but they haven't showed us anything about it. They don't need to show us anything about it because they're doing whatever they're doing right now. You know, they haven't talked about AI coming out, so they don't need to show us any AI. They could already have it up and running. They're just waiting for early access to drop. When early access drops, guess what? It drops with AI. Here you guys go. That could be Predecessor. Nobody knows that. So I can't tell you who has the large marginal lead. Will it help Fault? Yes, it'll help Fault coming out with AI, 100%. But I can't say it's going to have a large marginal lead with it.
And it's basically the same thing can be said with the mastery system too. Like, we don't know if the other companies have a mastery system in their game or not because they don't basically talk about that stuff.
I think the biggest part is going to be implementation. Like, you feel me? Like, as far as we know, these other companies could have a finished game and they're literally just waiting or going through the ropes or just doing some testing and stuff. You feel me? We don't know. What we do know is that Strange Matter started talking about patch 14 a bit ago. They promised us all these things. They've been promising us all these things since the beginning of patch 13. Because as soon as patch 13 came out, they started talking about patch 14. And here's some things that we're working on. Here's a teaser for the AI system and the Epic Games Store. And here's a teaser for this skin. And look, these guys are here. What teasers can you find? Blah, blah, blah. They've been talking about patch 14 for a good fucking minute. Right? And even and now we're just in the awkward spot where they actually made a transitioning statement. Like, hey, this is the last patch before 14. Right? They made a transitioning statement. And then from there, they kept talking about 14, but giving everybody the knowledge, next patch will be 14. Just no dick.
Yep.
I'll be honest. I absolutely fucking hate the fact that they decided to go no patches, next patch is 14, but we're not going to tell you when. We're not going to give you any information and be like, but what do you mean? We never gave you a date. How dare you assume? Like, bro, if that's not the most Karen thing I've ever seen a company do, get me out. Like, I'm sorry, but that I can't, bro. I can't. Ay. I just want clarity. Like, I'll be real. Like, I'm ready to end this shit on just saying I want clarity. Is there anything else y'all want to say?
I'm worried about Fault just in general, because you have so many people in the old Paragon community that are just begging for anything Paragon and willing to play anything Paragon, but they won't play Fault. That's like somebody that's been starving for days, and you walk up with a hamburger and they're like, nah, fuck that. I want that guy's hamburger instead. Like, what does that say about that hamburger? What does that say about Fault's hamburger? That people aren't even willing to try it. They'd rather just wait for somebody for something down the road when they don't even know if it's coming. I worry about Fault. I really want to see them succeed, though. They put in so much work and love into this project that I want to see them succeed. I just a little doubtful at this point that they will.
Right. No, I agree with you. I'm worried as well. Like last night I ended stream and I went to raid somebody. I was one of 4 streamers last night. That's the lowest I've ever seen when I got off of fault and I was going to raid somebody. I've never seen that low, and the numbers, the viewer numbers weren't very high. You know, I'm like, oof, you know, this is what we got going on. You know, it's I'm worried as well. Something needs to change. Announcements need to be made. That's really what it comes down to. You know, they were really good for a while there, being very transparent. And now it's just the nonstop repeat. Devs are working, you know, and that's where we're at.
I was under the assumption that they were working the whole time.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's like, to me, that's nothing new. Like, I know for a fact people have been busting their ass behind the scenes the entire time. Whether it be bug fixing, whether it be adding shit, tweaking, testing. People have been busting their ass constantly. It's just, why the silence? Like, why, bruh? Like, I can't sit here and think of any genuine damn reason to explain to somebody and be like, this is why. So let's do this. I'm just gonna, we'll wrap it up here with the general topic of clarity. Let us know in the chat and in comments below for people watching on YouTube and such, as far as what do you guys think Strange Matters should do to improve that clarity. Now, Pappy, anything you want to say to the community before we wrap up the fault partner panel?
Basically, the only thing I really want to say to the community is I understand that right now sucks. Like, we're not getting nothing. But also, that doesn't mean that you potentially don't have to stop playing the game. You could take a break from it and come back later, but you don't have to completely stop playing the game. That's all.
All right, Mangoose, any words of wisdom?
I already said my piece. I'll leave it at that.
I respect it. Bearded?
So Stranger wants to play devil advocate real quick. So SMS mods, argue SMS hasn't been silent with their social post, but you all saying that they are silent. Interesting. Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't see any social posts this past week.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I just started to laugh. I started to lean off screen a little bit. I mean, like, there
you go, Stranger. There's your answer. So, no, literally, we're all here, part of the community. We all feel the pain. There's even mods that are saying they feel the pain. And my biggest thing is don't stop putting these big patches out. Start making these big patches smaller patches. You know, give us mastery one patch, give us AI the next patch, give us a revamp map the next patch, you know, instead of trying to put it all in one big patch, because this obviously is taking way too long, and we could have had something more content, to actually play and not be so stale as a community. Something. We need something, and the community's hurting bad.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think that's great advice. It really is one of those things that if the content would have been split up and given it a more steady pace, like, hey, this is ready, implement it. This is ready, implement it. It would have been much smoother. I don't think we'd be in the situation that we're in right now, quite frankly.
Nope.
And
I was praising SMS because how fast their patches were coming out. Like, look at this, man. They're just on top of stuff. Hot fixes, regular patches, new like content patches, like a new hero, this, like they were on top of it. And I was praising them. I was doing everything. And then now it's just like nothing. Died right off. So yeah, this big patch is not what is needed. This is not how this is, this is not a good look. Break them up, make them smaller.
Yeah, it'd probably make it much easier for them too, quite frankly.
Yep.
Yeah, and it just, as far as my 2 cents, y'all gotta at least say something. Strange Matters. Like I understand there's moments to be quiet. I understand there's moments to, just go into crunch mode, get that shit done, and then execute.
100%.
But this just isn't one of those moments. Somebody in there should be making statements, should be communicating with the community, doing some community. Throw a fucking poll out there and ask people what the next hero that they want. There's a million fucking posts that you can come up with in the marketing department to actually give people something to talk about. Not saying anything is inexcusable for a marketing team. And that might just come down to the whole leash situation that we brought up earlier. Who knows? We really don't know the full nature of the situation behind the scenes. But at this point, I just don't think Strange Matters has that luxury of silence. If Strange Matters were killing it, drop the patch. The patch was amazing. People were loving it, and they go quiet for 2 weeks. I don't think people would care. They just got it. They got a patch. They're having a great time. They're playing. You feel me? They might report bugs here and there. Normal, not everybody's going to be happy, whatever the hell. But this is not a time to go silent. When people are asking, where is Strange Matters? That is not the time to go silent.
I agree. We're going to take a quick intermission here, but we're going to come back. So for all of you who are Ethereal fans as well, we're going to come back and do a Let's Be Honest with Ethereal, go live here with that. All right. So we're going to switch over to the Ethereal tag. For those of you that, come hang out for Fault, appreciate you. But everybody who wants to stick around and talk about Ethereal, we'll be here. All right. So we'll be right back.